Hi everyone, how you doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. Uh, I'm doing a video on Charlie today. Uh, I was trying not to do much videos on Charlie, because I want to try to get my channel up there without trying to do Charlie videos. But sorry, my hair's all messed up. Yeah, sorry guys. I've been up since 2 o'clock. If you can see what time it is in the morning. It doesn't say AM. One sec. I'll show you. What is the time near Pittsburgh?
The time in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is 4:50 a.m.
Told you. Yeah, I'm not sleeping right, so I figured I'd do a video today. Alright, I need to share. I need an ultra. Sorry, guys. Best pre-workout you can use. Yes, I do. I do have glasses. I have to wear glasses now. It sucks. Look, wrong one. Where's my Charlie videos? Hold on, let me go on my other. I had the videos up. Freaking assholes. I just had to do this. Jake, what's up, dude? He looks so different without his makeup on. Alright, let's figure out which one. Yeah, I do have Patreon. Patreon now. It's the same. It's the same as my YouTube name. Johnny Hensell, JONYH 1987 at gmail.com. Wait, why isn't my thing sharing? Oh, there I am. I should have went on Streamlabs. It's like my first day using this. Like, come on, dude. Here, we'll do a couple of debate ones with Charlie.
And a lot of the things that you were talking about with her, I really had a lot of answers for that. So the reason I actually wrote this down on a notebook, of course, I was prepared. So the reason why I believe the right to an abortion, why just anyone, if you feel that's what you need to do, then you should do it. Because Matthew 7:1 says, do not judge or you too will be judged. Although Jesus does tell us to tell people, do not sin, it's not our place to judge them, you know? And then another thing that I wanted to bring up, this is crazy, but also the time I just really want to know why you feel that abortion should be illegal.
Do you think murder should be illegal?
Murder is illegal.
So you think it should be? Do you think it should be illegal?
I just feel like there's a big difference between a living, breathing human and then a fetus that is inside of another human's body.
Oh, that's why, you dummy. Sorry, my thing was on mute. What? Sorry, I write down the timestamps that if I say something I'm not supposed to say. Alright. And another reason, I'm sick of TPUSA ruining his podcast. Andrew Kovac, Blake Neff, debate me. I said a storm was coming. I am here. Debate me. Andrew Wilson, you too. Dude, I was going to say this one time. If I hear you talk about martial arts and debates, you are going to have me up your ass. You don't want this storm, I'm telling you. Because yes, I did die in jail for over 15 minutes. That's nothing to me, but I am a freaking ninja. So don't talk about martial arts and debates again. Why are you going after women like Candace? I'll debate you. Yeah, you're a good debater. You just became really big after Charlie was gone. You were on the whatever podcast with Brian. That's where I started watching you. I liked you. And now you're saying all this shit like the same. I can't even say their name. I can't even say their name. I'm just sick of it. Andrew, Blake, I'm so sick of you. I want to debate you all. You keep going after Baron. You keep going after Candace. You keep Nate Valhalla. That's my boy. He can take care of his own because he's a Green Beret and he is special forces, so Nate can take care of himself. But I did call out Gary. I asked him some questions. Paramount Tactical. Why did the? It's like these idiots. They get paid. They say, "Oh, Tyler did it. He did it." Yeah, look at when Tyler was in the court. He kept drinking. He had his pen in his left hand, so he was a lefty. He's a southpaw like me. Uh, Look when Lance was on the stand. He cracked open a bottle of water and he was using his left hand. You usually pick up. Say if I'm taking a drink of my Capri Sun, I'm gonna lift it with my left hand. Yeah, don't make fun of me because I drink Capri Suns. Hey, I love them, even since I was a kid, and I still do, and I'm close to 40.
Fair enough. What is the difference?
The difference is a fetus is inside of the body. You know what I'm saying? Like a fetus, it can't live on its own.
Got it. So let's go through a couple questions there.
Okay.
Why does somebody's location determine their moral worth?
It doesn't, but it's simply about the fact of if you feel like that's what you need to do with your body, then that's what you do. Because I could also.
Well, hold on a second. If it's not your DNA, how is it your body?
It is your DNA.
No, it's not.
It's a part of you. It's growing in you. It's connected to you by an umbilical cord. It is a part of you.
1 second. It's attached.
A part.
It's attached. Hold on a second. It's attached, not a part.
It's a different
Same
person.
No, it's actually not. A part, by definition, means it remains permanent.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
So an attachment is something that is temporary. And so it's not, you are not your mom's DNA. You're not your dad's DNA. You are new deoxyribonucleic acid. So shouldn't we say that if it's not your DNA, it's not your choice?
I mean, you could say that, but I mean, really, I just don't understand how you can use religion to back up your point of.
I haven't used it once. She brought up religion. I'm happy to use a non-religious line of questioning. We all agree murder is wrong.
Okay.
We all agree that it's a human Homo sapien.
Do you agree that the death penalty is wrong?
Well, no, I'm actually in support of the death penalty because people do something that justifies that. But that's a separate issue because the baby in utero did not
So
go.
what about the people who could possibly be proved innocent who have been awaiting their death sentence?
Fair enough. That's a good argument, but it's separate, right? So there's been about 31 exonerations of post-humulus people that have been exonerated the death penalty. We're talking about a baby that did nothing wrong except exist.
Okay.
In utero. And there's about 1.5 million of them that just get discarded every year. So we agree murder is wrong. We agree it's a Homo sapien, meaning it's a human being. Therefore, murder is the forcible termination of a Homo sapien. Therefore, shouldn't abortion be wrong and illegal?
Yes.
I still feel like it really, okay, for example.
But to prove to me why, you use an ABC logical equation, right? So tell me under what standard, therefore, very simple, right? You're in college. You guys do this all the time, right? I hope so. So use an ABC, right? Aristotelian logic, whatever you want to use. Use an ABC sequence for me.
My reasoning why I believe that abortion should be legal is because of instances like rape and incest. But I already know that your belief on that because you've already stated that if your daughter were to be raped at 10 years old, you would make her give birth to the baby.
Baby would be delivered. And let me tell you why. And so, but first of all, let me try to find common ground.
Okay.
If I say we will make rape and incest abortions legal and get rid of all the other abortions, would you agree with that?
Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
If I say that we will allow abortions to continue for rape and incest, life of the mother, but all other abortions should be illegal, which is 99.4% of the time, can we make those 99% of abortions illegal?
Yeah. See, I don't believe that abortion should be used as a form of birth control.
So 99% of the time it is. That's all that we're debating in the country right now. So Charlie Kirk's position is a very fringe minority. People are talking about still exceptions. So we should get rid of 99% of abortions.
Yes, but at the same time.
So you're actually not that pro-choice, actually.
But I am because I feel like there's no way to kind of divide the basis of like what abortion is being used as birth control and what abortion.
It's totally easy, actually. I mean, so you could tell through a DNA test if it's an incest baby. Mm-hmm. You could tell if it's rape because they have to file a police report. And you could tell life of the mother based on an OBGYN analysis. So
okay, so then if it's that easy, then why have we not done that?
Yeah, it's what I know exactly what Charlie's saying because it's the baby is his own person. Because in an abortion, I don't know if you know what they do to babies. It's torture. I watched a video the one time on it was like a baby cartoon, but it showed the abortion, what they do in abortion. It's so sad. It's torture. They literally suck all the juice out of the mom's I forget the part where it keeps the baby protected and keeps the baby warm, and they suck all the juice out and they get these clamps and they go in. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but they had to take their limbs off to take the baby out. That's an abortion. These doctors need to be arrested. That's torture to these babies. And there's no one to stick up for these babies besides us. And why is it men fighting for babies more than women? I'm just saying.
Oh, because the American people don't support it, because abortion is popularly supported as a form of birth control. That's why. So your position is actually a very rational one, and I respect you for it. 99% of all abortions are done just because people want the baby gone. 99%. That's not Charlie Kirk's numbers. That's the Guttmacher Institute, which was funded by Planned Parenthood.
Okay. So you like feel as though like people who are victims of rape and incest, do you think that they should be able to get an abortion?
So just so we can agree on the 99%, then I'm going to try to win you over on the other percent. Okay. Got it. So we're good on the 99? Get rid of those abortions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Somebody in this audience was conceived in rape. Can you tell me who?
No.
Nah.
Why? I thought that they're less human.
Those words never came out of my mouth.
No, I know, but the insinuation of allowing rape for abortion is that they're not as human, therefore they should be murdered.
No, that's not the. It's more about the mental toll that it would take on the mother to have
I
that
totally
baby.
acknowledge the mental toll, but shouldn't the human being conceived in rape still get human rights?
Yes, but it should be more up to the mother who has to carry the baby and who has to push it.
Well, hold on. Let's play that out. So even though the mom has to push it, do you still have a right to terminate somebody? Can you take away human rights if your life's going to get difficult to somebody else? If somebody else is making your life difficult, can you take away their human rights?
No, but at the same time, that's where like the question comes in, that it should be up between the person, like the.
But why? By what
patient and their
standard is that
doctor.
okay? For example, if a single mom has 2 kids and all of a sudden she loses her job and one of the kids is super annoying and has a learning disability, should she be able to murder that kid because it's an inconvenience to her?
No,
of course not.
Not after like.
But why is it that all of a sudden you get considered a human being after birth, but before birth you're not?
Because after birth you can, you're kind of living on your own. You're not in the mother's body.
No, you're not. Hold on. I have a 6-month-old. My baby is not living on its own.
Not living on its own, but it can breathe on its own.
Hold on a second. Over 500,000 babies every year are born in NICU, which require which is a prenatal assistance, breathing assistance, digestive assistance, and so are they not human because they can't have any viability? The point is that the standard doesn't apply, right? Let me ask you one more hypothetical, and it's a good question. Then I'll do a Christian one because you say you're a Christian on that. I have 2 ultrasounds.
Mm.
One ultrasound is a baby that was conceived in rape. The other ultrasound is a baby conceived in a loving relationship. Which one is which?
There's no like that.
There's
like
no
I've
difference.
said
You're right.
times, there's no difference in the physical appearance of it, but the complete difference is the mental toll that it would take on the mother and the person who has to carry the baby for 9 months.
Hold on. Let's be clear. There's a mental toll when you have an abortion too. So it's not as if it's a get out of free.
No, I completely understand.
So it's a tough, difficult, horrible situation. Yeah. But shouldn't we be that the worst outcome after an evil is to just murder the being?
Well,
yeah. No. Why punish the baby for the crime of some guy that raped the mother? Why all of a sudden have 2 victims unnecessarily?
Well, okay, let's say the mother who is raped births the baby. What if she hates the baby? Like, what if she just cannot care for the baby? Like, what if the baby comes out and she hates the baby because she got raped?
Well, there are 2 million families right now waiting to adopt children.
Okay.
So put it up for adoption. There are 2 million loving families that can't find kids.
I just find that very interesting because the adoption process is actually very difficult in America.
It is difficult. We can make it easier. But again, the issue is that there is a demand of families that want the babies.
Okay. And my last question that you had started to answer, but you didn't answer what you said you were going to, was why, if your daughter were to be impregnated by rape, why would you force her to have a baby?
Well, first of all, because we don't murder in our family.
Okay.
Would you murder in your family?
No, but at the same time, I've done a little bit of research, and I just wanted to let you know that the chance of a 10-year-old surviving giving birth, and her baby,
the full question was
is below 10%. So in reality, if you want your child to have a baby at 10 years old, you're not pro-birth. You're not pro-life. You're pro-birth.
Okay, again,
maybe
to be very clear, I said if there was no issue with the mother's health. And understand, this is an extreme, hyper-personal example that someone used, and I'm happy to own it, but let's just be clear.
I don't mean to keep interrupting Charlie's debate, but these girls, man, and these debates with him when he talks about the A-B word, uh, he he's so right. Like the baby, they can't take care of themselves, so they can't feed themselves, they can't clothe themselves, they can't drive themselves to the store if they need food or drinks. Babies can't do that. They need to be taken care of. And it's like all these people talk about abortion, and it's like, would you want your brother or sister to be aborted? I wouldn't want my brother or sister to be aborted. Yeah, it sucks my brother died 3 months after I died, but I wouldn't, like, would you want your cousins to be aborted or no? It's just wrong. It's just don't have sex if you're worried about, and usually 10-year-olds, they don't get, it may be like 1%.
Why is that example getting people so fired up?
I could be wrong.
Because it's easy to
Allegedly.
say that you can murder a baby if it's small and that it's just quote unquote a clump of cells.
No, I think that one instance got people so fired up because the age of your daughter and just because
So
of
why
the
does it-
likelihood
why
that
does-
she would
No, no,
survive
no, it's not.
and the baby would
No,
survive.
my answer was that if there were no medical complications. So that you don't even remember the full answer. People get why does the age matter? Tell me why all of a sudden the age of the carrier matters.
Because that improves the infant mortality rate. Like
No,
the
I'm
older
saying-
you are, the more likely you are to be able to carry a baby to term.
No, I know, but
the younger you
again,
are,
I said,
the higher the infant
No,
and mother mortality
I said
rate
with
goes.
I said with no other medical issues though. But why? I'm curious though.
Because with
why-
age comes medical issues with birth.
I said with no other medical issues though. So you have to
Jeez.
understand the preface there. I want to understand though. Maybe you can help me understand why the women of America are so enthusiastic about the right to be able to kill preborn babies. What is help me understand.
I think it's more of just the ability to be able to do what you feel is necessary
Bingo.
for your
I think
body.
that's right. It's narcissism. I think you're totally right. It is
about you.
weaponized medical narcissism. I'm in charge of the world. Screw.
No, I'm in charge of my
The
body,
world
not in
revolves
charge of the
around
world,
Got it.
but of my body.
Makes
Only
sense.
me.
So even though it's not your body and it's a different body in you, I'm the most important thing in the world. And that makes sense because you just connected the dots. We have the most narcissistic female generation in history, and abortion is the culmination in that. Thank you
Okay.
for connecting the dots.
You can thank our liberals for that one. Like every other women in other countries, they don't act like that. Like, yeah, go try to do that, like in Mexico, Russia, Ukraine, Africa. Go try to do that. What you try to do here, it won't fly. All right, we'll do another one. I should have had this shit. I should have just went on. StreamYard. StreamYard is so much better than I think YouTube Studio.
I heard you kept saying my name, so I wanted to show up. You know,
Okay.
I'm busy trying to save the planet from this apocalypse going on. You know what I mean? Jesus hates Christ, but you can just call me Josh. All right, why don't you ask me the questions? I'm sure you have plenty of them.
Okay, what's the Hebrew word for father?
Man, let me
don't
tell you
know.
something. Abba.
I'm sorry?
Abba.
That's the Greek word for father.
Yeah, Greek, whatever. Point I'm trying to say is this,
Yeah,
man.
you don't even make a good Jesus.
Whatever.
What language did Jesus speak?
Aramaic.
Okay, tell me one thing
But
in
you have to
Aramaic.
understand, man, I have to come here to speak to you now. You don't speak Aramaic, otherwise you and me would be speaking Aramaic.
Oh, okay,
I have to
right.
speak this kind of dumbed down stuff for
The
you.
enemy has come to lie, steal, cheat, and destroy. What did Jesus say?
I said love your neighbor.
Wrong.
And how is that working out, by the way?
The enemy has come to lie,
I'm pretty sure I
steal.
said love your
Hold on
neighbor,
a second. You're not even a good
love
Jesus. It's one of the
God,
most.
and love
It's one of
yourself.
the most popular verses in the Bible. John 10:10. The enemy has come
I
to
didn't
lie,
write the
steal, steal, and
Bible.
destroy.
Who wrote that thing, anyways?
I have
did
come
not
to
write
give
the
life and
Bible.
life more abundantly. Okay, so you don't even know the scriptures and you're pretending to be Jesus. But tell me why you're here.
I am Jesus, and I didn't write the scriptures. I lived them. And the
But you
main
can't
thing
even
I want
remember
to
what
tell
you
you
said?
is this. I said love your neighbor and love everybody. That's
Yeah.
something that you guys really need to figure out.
Hold on a
And I
second.
know I got some of my fan club
Let's
here.
hold
with
on a
the-
second. Hold
First,
on. What are those two verses?
My name was
love your
Yeshua. Let's
love your
skip
neighbor as yourself. Where is that in the Bible?
I don't know. I didn't write it.
Leviticus 19. Hold on.
I didn't write the Bible.
I thought you're Jesus.
I'm Jesus.
You know
it's
the Torah,
about
right?
Me, not by me.
Hold on a
Look,
second.
The point is this, my friend.
Jesus,
I said love
Jesus
your
was
neighbor and love everybody.
You're
I don't
backpedaling so
know
fast because you don't even know the Torah as a
I'm saying
pretend
the same
Jesus.
thing I was saying
Hold
the
on a
first
second.
time.
Love,
you see, nobody believed me the first time I was here, and then you fucking crucified me. I was just trying to say this, man. Love everybody. Love your neighbor. Stop killing everybody.
But you don't even know the verse.
Genocides are bad. How about that? You want to put that in the Bible? You can add that as
agree.
well.
So, okay, so you want to talk about
killing people who are just sitting there. That would be probably a good idea.
Are you trying to connect with Israel Hamas? Is that your thing?
Pretty much the whole world at this point. We got a lot of issues. Kendrick, Drake, and what else is going on around here? Look,
okay,
so I will say this: they not like us is pretty obvious. Too. But I will. Look, the point I'm trying to make to you. What was your name again? Charlie? Chadley?
I thought you're Jesus. You know everything, man.
No, man, I'm too busy. I got an actual job.
Oh, yeah. So you believe in a God?
I guarantee you, this idiot dressed like Jesus follows Charlie everywhere. I bet money on it. He follows him everywhere. Like all these, like a Hunter Kozak. Why isn't he up on the stand? He should be up on that stand. In the other court hearing, not the preliminary, but his real court case, like his actual court case. They literally just come to troll Charlie, and Charlie just destroys them, and I love it. What differences about Charlie and Andrew, they're so different. Like Andrew Wilson, yeah, I'm calling you out. Everybody else might be afraid of you. I never fucking debated before. I'll debate you. We could debate about martial arts. You talk about it in debates. That's my specialty, homie. I don't care. I'll debate you. I don't give a shit. I was training to fight in the UFC. You think I'm afraid to debate a guy when I was trained to hurt really what do you think mixed martial artists are? They're trained fucking killers. What do you think a ninja is? What's ninjutsu? What's the 4 parts of being a ninja, Andrew? Huh? What's the 4? Come tell me. Yeah, you don't fucking know. Talking about no contact martial arts. There's really no. Yeah, there's no such thing as no contact. You fucking idiot. See, and he's getting paid millions of dollars to teach Charlie's people how to debate TPUSA. And Owen Strife, whatever his name, I think destroyed you in that debate. That's one debate I did see you lose. You usually win all your debates. I give you that. You do win all your debates. But that one with Owen, insane. Big E never was, you know what? But what about all the survivors? What about all the survivors? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't call them victims. I call them survivors because that's what they are.
too busy.
If I were like you, I'd be able to kind of sit here and, you know, pretend that
you're the worst
important.
Jesus I've ever seen.
I'm the only Jesus. And I will say this, I am the only one. Matter of fact, and I live in all of you, and thank you for making time for me, by the way. It's been a while.
The real Jesus does.
I would say this, if you really are a fan of mine and you're in my fan club, just be a nicer person, man.
Well, where does it say to be nice in the Bible?
Nice.
It's pretty much all over there. That was kind of
what does the word nice mean in Latin?
The point I was trying to make.
It means ignoramus. Where does it say? Wait, in the can you tell me the 10 Commandments?
How about
Let's go for the 10 Commandments. Want to do it together? Since you're Jesus, let's go. Right. What are they?
Don't be an asshole. Number one.
Okay, hold on.
How about number 1 through 10? Don't be an asshole.
Wait, hold on. Actually, that's not one of the 10 Commandments. I am the Lord that you delivered you from Egypt. You shall know the gods before me. You shall know the graven images. You shall never take the Lord's name in vain. You shall honor your mother and father. May live long in the land in which you are in. You shall honor the Sabbath day and keep it holy. You shall not murder. You shall not steal. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not give your neighbor.
Hold up a second. See, usually Dan Flood
cover your neighbor's house.
We got a sinner over here. 1, 2, and
is right to the left of Charlie. Usually, he's not to the left of him. He must be because of the camera angle. He must be on the right side of Charlie.
Oh, wait,
we got a
you
sinner
don't like the Decalogue because you don't know the Decalogue.
Give it up for the sinner, everybody. Give it up for the sinner, everybody. Good job.
Thank you for you are the worst Jesus. You don't know the 10 Commandments. You don't know anything. So thank you very much.
Okay, but you're a Christian, but you don't love people.
No,
so I don't think you're doing the job.
Hold on a second. I love all people. What do you think about the 1 million abortions that happen every single year in this country? Is that a genocide to you?
No, what's a genocide is what's going on in Palestine right now.
Hold on. Don't backpedal. You're the king of the world.
I'm not backpedaling. I'm right here in front of you.
Let's just have moral clarity. Do you think 1 million abortions a year is a genocide?
Let me ask you this. Do you think 15,000 children is a genocide?
No, it's not even close. It's a tragedy.
Oh, it's not
a genocide.
Even close.
Hold on. Let's get our.
I think this guy doesn't know what a genocide is. What do you guys think?
A genocide is an intentional killing of people to exterminate them.
That sounds about right.
Okay, so
sounds like what's going on in Palestine right now.
You mean it's an active war that Gaza started?
No, that's a genocide.
Let's take a step back.
Let's look at the apartheid that's been going on there since the 1940s.
How did this war
when
start?
Zionism, which is a form of European settler colonialism, which I'm sure you're a big fan of.
How did this war start?
How did this war start?
Yes.
Well, do you want to take it all the way back to the early 1900s?
No. On October 6th,
we might as well take it back. Tell you what, I was there for a lot of wars. You know, when I was around, there was a war going on. There was an occupation going on. Matter of fact, when I was around, there was an occupation going on. Do you know who was occupying my home when I was around the first time?
The IDF would come to BB and say, they're close. They're like here. And BB was like, oh, no, let them come. Just let them come. Like how Lindsey Graham is no longer here. He's down looking up at us, sucking you know what. I'm sorry, BB needs to be the next. I don't wish that on anybody, but I am so sick of our troops dying for this war that has nothing to do with us. What do we get out of it? We don't get shit from it. It's all for our greatest ally. And these people that, like, if I was coming to debate Charlie, like, I would have my shit, like, I'd be, like, going to debaters and be like, okay, how do I do this in the debate? Do this. So, and these idiots are like, abortion shouldn't be illegal. It should be the mother's rights. Get a C-section. Why do you have to get an abortion? Get a C-section. And how they always have to look at their phones in a debate. Like, do you ever see Charlie looking at his phone in a debate? Or a tablet or anything? No.
You mean like
the Romans?
The shoddy
right?
Seattle's apartment that you grew up in when you played
Romans?
Jesus on the afternoon?
The Romans? You know who the Romans are, right? The people you wish you were descended from, but you're really not?
Okay, not even sure what you mean by that. I'm asking you a question. On October 6th, was Israel actively at war with Hamas?
On this day right now, what is going on in Rafah?
Hold on, just answer the question, man.
Why don't you answer that question?
I'm happy to. Israel is rightfully invading Rafah to go kill every last...
How is it rightfully?
Hold on, because I'm getting there. You have to answer the question. On October 6th, was Israel at war with Hamas?
Idiot.
I'm asking you a question. What's going on right now in Palestine?
I've answered the question. First of all,
no, I don't think you answered it correctly.
Not in Palestine, in Gaza, which is a strip south of Israel. Israel is rightfully invading Rafah to kill every last Hamas terrorist. Why? Because
that's not rightful when you kill a bunch of children.
You're not answering the question, so I'll answer it for you. You know what happened on October 7th? A dress rehearsal to Holocaust 2.0 is what happened on October 7th.
Land. Oh, and what happened before that? What happened on October 6th?
And stop trying to justify.
What happened on October 6th?
On October 6th, nothing happened.
Oh, really?
You know what happened? It was the day before one of the most holy days on the Jewish calendar.
What happened
I'm sorry, you're right. Something did happen on October 6th. You know what on October 6th happened? All the Arab terrorists were getting ready to go kill babies and women in Israel to go invade rock concerts, kibbutzes, and nurseries.
And where are they right? Where are those
slit little babies' throats?
Where are those Arab babies now?
Well, I'm sorry, Arab babies?
Yeah,
you mean the
where
Jewish
are they
babies?
at now? No, I'm talking about the Arab ones now.
Well, hold on. You're talking about
how many of them
civilians
died? How many of them died and are dying right
you
now?
Mean civilians
that have there with your microphone on?
They brought it upon themselves, man.
I don't think so, and that's not something I support.
Well,
so we'll say this in closing, because this guy is a buffoon and definitely not a fan of mine or has represented anything of mine. I will say this:
he doesn't even know the 10
point
commandments.
I'm trying to say is to love everybody. That's it. Just stop killing everybody. Love everybody. Maybe you and me can get a kosher hot dog after this. I think it would be great. Love your neighbor, and they not like us. That's all I got to say.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Leviticus 19, Deuteronomy 3-5. Hero Israel, I am the Lord your God. Love the Lord your God with their heart, soul, strength, and mind. He's Jesus, but not a very good one. Okay, let's get on up here. Who wants to come next? Yes. It's funny. These guys pretend to be Jesus walking around. They don't even know the Bible. It's hilarious. Yes.
They do it to get. They do it to get after you. To go after you, Charlie. To get you going. That's why they do it. Come on. I was picking these videos that were longer than a couple minutes long. Well, let's see. Against dismantle. I ain't even bringing that idiot up. All right, that's. Sorry, guys. I have been up since 2 o'clock. How are you guys doing today? Well, it's the worldly shit. I know I'm going to go to the gym in a little bit. I got some working out to do. But yeah, if you guys could like, subscribe, and comment, that'd be awesome. I even I have Patreon now. I joined it. The only thing that it's not letting me freaking do is put my podcast on there for some reason under add podcast, and I even put your URL thing on, and it's not coming up. But I do have where I'm gonna do members only. I do have that up now. Charlie Kirk debates. I'm gonna try to see one that I never seen. It sucks with his debates, because TPUSA, Andrew Kovac, and Blake Neff, and them, they took all of his debates down, and I can't stand those little weasels. You're both weasels. At least Baron Corman and Candace are for the truth. They're not paid simps. not paid little men. People. Sorry, guys, I keep sniffling. My sinuses get so bad in the summer.
Hero, make sure you drink water, seek shade. Unfortunately, some of these.
Yes, I do have glasses on. My eye doctor wants me to wear glasses all day long now because I have a scratched cornea. Because every year around Christmas, I would make the deer like big ass corn blocks. I wouldn't hunt them. I would just make them for them because I felt bad for them, and they loved it. And they love pizza too. They really love pizza and cereal. And I would do that. And the one day I was walking back to my house, and I walked eye first into a branch, and that's why I was scratched cornea. And I was like this yesterday. I'm like, wow, I can actually really do see better. Like compared, but it sucks having to wear them. But I won't wear them all the time.
Events, people faint and pass out. We do not want to see that happen. You already passed out. You want me to sign your hat? I'll sign your hat.
You already passed out.
Don't start fainting just to get a signed hat. We're going to have a lot of fun. You guys know the rules, and it's a great day to be here. We're going to start.
I miss him.
We love you guys, too. And God bless California. God bless America. Let's get started.
Hello. What's up, Charlie? Hey, dude. So first out, welcome to California, Riverside. What's up, Riverside? How's everyone doing so far? Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna get started. Typically, I agree on a lot of stuff that you state. So literally in everything. The only reason I came up to debate was about abortions and rape abortions. And so recently I was kind of for abortions, pro-choice. I recently had a daughter. She's 7 weeks old, and I can't imagine living without her. So I appreciate it. And my only concern as I was thinking about it, it's just hard for girls that do happen to get raped, you know, whether they're unconscious and drugged or just whatever happens, incest or whatever. Would you be able to just defend just any abortion or non-abortions on rape? And if I could just hear your point of view on that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for the good faith question, and praise God that you welcome the daughter into this world. That's the best thing you said. Look, needless to say, rape is a tragic thing, and it's terrible. We believe that abortion is the taking of a life, which would be murder. Can I do a thought exercise with you? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I actually have a picture. I brought it here because I do this so many times. So I have 2 ultrasounds here. You know what ultrasound is?
Yeah, this isn't the dolphin, is it?
No, these are 2 human beings.
Okay.
No.
All right.
One of these 2 ultrasounds is a baby conceived in rape. Which one is it?
You don't know?
I'm assuming the one on the left.
No.
No, okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know.
You get the point?
Yes. Yes.
They're both human beings.
Okay.
Exactly.
Regardless of the method of conception,
We
they're
all
both
breathe
human
the
beings.
same.
Awesome. Okay.
We all
And it's not a
breathe the
gotcha.
same.
I just want you to think
Yeah,
about,
of course.
because these are both human beings made in the image of God. The process of conception does not give you more or less rights.
Of course.
And so we also do not believe that an evil action after an evil action is the right course. And so we believe that a human being must be protected. We must be consistent in that. And I've met thousands of people now across the country, hundreds, I'll say, of people that were conceived in rape, was courageous enough to bring that baby to term, and now they're able to live amazing lives. And so we must be consistent that human beings are made in the image of God. They have a soul, and that just because of the method of your conception, you don't get to have your life taken away from you.
Yes, sir. Now, what about the trauma that it may or may not bring the mother? Just kind of living on like her own self, maybe can't defend having the baby just because she wasn't ready in the first place, and now her whole life just got switched around. If you can explain that for me, please.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a false choice because an abortion can also be very traumatic as well. To say that that abortion is just like getting a haircut, that's nonsensical. It's not just a cosmetic procedure.
Yeah, I agree.
And so we acknowledge, of course, that there can be trauma, but trauma is never an excuse for taking a life. If you say, I have a mental health issue, are you allowed to take somebody else's life? Of course not.
No.
That's never morally defensible. Under no moral framework are we able to say that that is true or correct.
Cool. I appreciate it. Also, I have a second question real fast.
Really quick.
I'm sorry. So we're 5 months into the President Trump's presidency, and a lot of Democrats will state, like, oh, he's doing this wrong and this. The gas prices are still up. The food is still up. When do you think we will see change?
Well, gas prices in California are up. Actually, across the country, they're going down dramatically.
Okay.
One of the reasons is that Gavin Newsom
the tampon Newsom, or Galvin the vagina Newsom. Yeah, I made that name up for him because Tom McDonald made Devil was a Democrat for him. He got so mad. And no, he's not the devil. He's just an employee.
Democrats have intentionally done this.
Boo.
You should boo them. The way that again, it's a little wonky, but it's a refinery issue. You guys have made a decision here in this state to have intentionally high gas prices. And because of that, your leaders here in California, they basically almost wanted to make it impossible to own a petroleum-based, petroleum-fired vehicle. And we want to try to bring gas prices down for all Americans. One of the reasons why I hope that you guys get a new governor in 2026.
Bianco, baby. Awesome. Would you mind?
Thank you.
Can I come shake
Yeah,
your hand?
sure. Of course. You would like a hat too. Yeah. God bless you, man. Thank you. Here's your hat. Thank you. Next question. Great. Thank you.
I would ask to shake his hand too.
Good afternoon. Been a long time fan, but
thank you. Just talk right into the mic if you can, please.
Oh, okay. The topic I want to discuss with you today is it's on reparations, but more so why there's a bias towards Black Americans when it comes to reparations. Now, I understand that no Black American alive has ever been a slave. I acknowledge that. However, sorry. The point I wanted to make is that reparations have been given to other ethnic groups, Asian Americans for their incarceration during World War II, Native Hawaiians. Sorry, I wrote it all down, but even former slave owners, specifically the ones in the North that had to give up their slaves, they were compensated for former slaves. However, why is it that when it comes to Black people receiving reparations, there seems to be a lot of pushback to the point where now, now it's almost laughable to even think about Black people getting reparations for something in the past?
Well, for any of those examples, was there intergenerational reparations given?
No.
So they're not necessarily applicable, right? So those were the actual people that received it because a wrong was done to them.
Correct.
We're talking about something 150 years removed. And also, not every Black person is a descendant of slaves.
Correct.
Some are mixed race. Some are able to prove that. But
yeah, I know exactly what he's saying. He's saying it's like I wasn't like Charlie said, I wasn't a slave owner. He's like, why should I had to pay you? He's like, I didn't own slaves. If I had a past life, I don't know if I owned slaves. I hope I didn't. If I did, and they want to be paid for it. But you were never a slave. Like, yeah, maybe how many years ago? Yeah. But you were never a slave, dude. You have just as much advantages of all of us. Or maybe even more advantages of me. Because it seems like the white guy is more like a minority than the minorities. That's what it seems like. You can't even say you're glad to be white. Or you're, what do you call it? What, I'm supposed to be mad because what God made me white? I'm supposed to be mad about that? No. I'm not racist at all. I hate racism. I freaking hate it. That's why do you think I always say we all breathe the same? We all bleed the same. We all breathe the same air. We all bleed the same color of blood. Oh shit, sorry guys. I need to share my damn screen.
Obviously, there are certain communities in Black America that are not so great. You know, some of the traumas and problems they have are of their own making. I acknowledge that. Thankfully, I was raised away from all that, 2 loving parents.
And that's the greatest thing that you are, one of the, if not the greatest. And that's my hope for every child, Black, white, or Asian, to have 2 parents. That is a ticket to success. Please continue.
But the example I wanted to use was the 2 Tulsa survivors. They tried to, they're aged, over 100 years old. They've tried to sue the Oklahoma government for reparations for their lost property. And they were actually denied reparations. And to me, when I read about that, because that was kind of the test to see, like, okay, they say reparations shouldn't go to people who weren't directly affected. Well, here we have 2 people who were directly affected, who were there, and they were still denied reparations. So to me, that kind of confirmed that it was never about who was directly affected or not. To me, it just sounds like there's a bias towards Black Americans.
Okay, I don't know about that instance. I'll look into it. But more broadly, I do want to just repeat the point, and something to think about. You don't have to answer it. That we've spent trillions of dollars on trying to improve the well-being of Black Americans since the 1960s. And actually, Black America is poorer per capita and on average in relation to other groups than it was in the 1960s. So I would argue it's actually not a resource or a money thing. It's a values thing. And the values, unfortunately, that are predominantly in the Black community right now are quasi-suicidal.
Fair point. But yeah, basically, I just wanted you to, I didn't know if I was going to change your mind, but it's something I wanted you to think about.
I'll research the example that you gave. And thank you for watching our content and being a supporter.
Definitely.
Would you like a hat?
Signed hat?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
America first, baby.
Thank you, man. It's great. Thank you. I've talked about Patriot Mobile's commitment to faith, family, and freedom. Have you made the switch yet? Support your values with your cell phone without sacrificing quality or service. Are you worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all 3 major U.S. networks. If you have a cell phone service today, you can get service with Patriot Mobile. Do you think switching is hard? It's not. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team can activate you in minutes. They even have a contract buyout. So go to patriotmobile.com/Kirk25 or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Kirk25 for a free month of service.
Right here. Okay. Hi, good afternoon. So my sense today is honestly on immigration. So I think does that sound better? Okay. Okay, so my stance today is on immigration. I think that immigration contributes a lot to America. So my parents did come here legally, and they right now are in the process again, and it takes a long time. No, they came here legally, like they came with their visa, and now they're renewing it, and it's a different process right now. But so I'm really religious. I'm Catholic. My parents grew me up that way. And in Matthew 2:13-15, it talks about how Jesus had to flee Bethlehem, sorry. He had to flee because someone was going to die. And they were looking to kill him. And he had to flee his own country and leave everything behind because the angel spoke to Mary and Joseph that they should leave. So a lot of people do that. That's why they immigrate to the United States. A lot of people have to leave everything behind because not everyone just wants to pack up all their things and leave. Right now, I personally would hate if I had to sell my car, my house, leave my parents, leave my friends, and leave everyone. So I just want to know what your stance is on that, just because in the Bible it talks about that.
Right. So first of all, Jesus actually didn't emigrate. He stayed within the confines of the Roman Empire because Egypt was actually under Roman jurisdiction. That's a separate point. But there are plenty of verses that says you should welcome the stranger. And so I will grant you that. I guess the first point I would have to ask is, should immigration always benefit the home country?
I think so, yes. And that is one thing that I looked into. So there are immigrants right now working here, correct? And they get some of their paycheck cut off, right, because of Social Security and all those benefits. But they don't get those benefits because they're illegal.
So do you
immigrants.
mean legal or illegal immigrants? That distinction is very important.
Illegal. They don't get those benefits.
Right. So let's just be clear. If they have a Social Security number, how'd they get that?
The right way.
They stole it. You don't get a Social Security number as an illegal, period. It does not happen. They stole it. Okay. So that's an act of theft.
And
so they stole an American Social Security number to be able to work.
It's not fair for the people that come here legally and people that don't come here legally, and it's messed up. People, I didn't even know they had to renew when they're like probably after a certain amount of years you had to renew it. I didn't even know that. I thought once you had your card, you had it. But I can see why they do that. But yeah, they might work, the illegals, but they're here illegally. They're like Charlie said, they're cheating. Like they're getting a pass for free. And there's the legal people that spend years to try to come here and to live the great American dream. Sorry, I had something on my hoodie. It's just how these people will fight for these illegals, and they would in a second. They would try to hurt you and probably try to throw you off a bridge. I'm not being a dick. You stick up for these people that are hurting children and women like that. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We're not the other countries. We're not like our government seems like they're screw you, Trump. Screw you, BB. I'm making a part 2 for you, homie. I think I'm the only person that called you out on video. Well, Eminem did, and Mr. President, but he's rapping, so I'm actually talking shit to you. I asked if you need a vagina. I mean, tampons. If you still need them, I'll send them to you. Because you're always the fucking victim. I should have used StreamYards. I like StreamYards so much better than YouTube Studio. I don't know why I didn't use it.
Work here, which drives down wages, which drives down opportunity costs. But even beyond that, we just have to look at their action. They were not invited to come to this country. They broke in line, they cut in line, and we should not reward line cutters or border jumpers. We should reward people like your parents that actually came here legally to this country.
Yeah, I understand that point. I really do. But sometimes people genuinely need to leave their country because in like my mother's case, for instance, there was like a terrorist attack on my family. And that's the reason my mom had to come. And thankfully, she did get it immediately. But now I've heard of so many stories where people have to wait like 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years. Like my grandma right now is trying to get the process. And thankfully, she is now. But it's taken her about 10 years now. And she makes enough money in her country. And she just wants to come here as a tourist. That's the main reason. And I do understand that. I think that my main point is that how we should implement more money into the immigration system. Because Trump's zero tolerance policy, that just felt cruel. Because there's a lot of people here that are doing well and zero tolerance. They just have to leave.
What's his name? What's his name? Barack Obama. He deported way more people than Trump did. Way more. And Trump didn't even do what he was just going to say he was going to do. He did kind of one thing he said he was going to do is get rid of some of the illegals. But he only started doing that when Nick Shirley and that old guy found, well, that old guy found all that fraud, not Nick. Nick was just doing the video. But that guy, that old guy's the one that followed them around and did all the work, hours of work. And it's not fair for the people that come here legally. It's not. And now Trump wants to bring over, like, I don't know if it's like 200,000 Chinese students, because he says we're not smart enough to make batteries. Why don't you quit eating bars of butter, sticks of butter? Yeah, our president says you eat sticks of butter. Our vice president, that idiot, another one that should be tried for treason. They all should be. After the Massey thing, I was so pissed just because he wanted for the survivors. He just wanted justice. And nope, Trump wanted to protect his friends, like Howard Lutnick, that piece of shit. Yeah, at the Twin Towers, his brother worked there supposedly. And the idiot, I think, when Trump was talking about the Twin Towers going down and making a joke about it, Howard Lutnick's there laughing. Your brother died from 9/11, didn't he? And you're sitting there laughing? My brother is dead. If he be fucking saying shit like that and my brother died in there, I'd be cracking him in the face on camera. Or I just sidekick him in the face right on camera. Howard Lutnick, you are such a little weasel. Just like you, Andrew Kovac, Blake Neff, Terrell Farnsworth, even you, Andrew Wilson. You're all fucking pussies. You're all weak little men. Hey, Nate, if you see this, I heard Andrew Wilson was in the military, supposedly. Somebody said he couldn't make it, though, but I don't know if that's true. Wonder if we could get see what he did in the military. Because Nate can get that stuff. He can, like, with Mitch, he got. People say Nate don't know his shit. Yeah, he does. That's why I asked Gary from Paramount Tactical. I said, dude, you changed. I'm like, why are you hating on Nate so much? I'm like, Nate does know what the hell he's talking about. Even when we were watching the court case, the preliminary, like Nate never had cases like I had, and he knows his shit when he's talking. What he talks about, he knows his shit. And Gary, you're paid, bro. You're paid by TPUSA now. So you're on the Fed slop shit and all that. Like Tyler did it when Lance said he didn't fucking mention Charlie's name once. But why does Lance look like the fucking kid from Halloween, the Rob Zombie retake? Tell me he doesn't look like that kid from Halloween that played Michael Myers in the first one. Yes, those were the better ones, the Rob Zombie retake. But I did like Halloween H2O. I used to like the older ones too, but they would just get stupid and stupider. And the ones the last couple years, they were stupid. The last two were stupid. Halloweens, they're retarded. Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that word. My cousin he has retardation. I didn't mean it like that. I call myself that word all the time. When I mess up on something like you, I call myself that. All right, let's get back to watching our man Charlie.
The country. I feel like that was inhumane of him.
Yeah, but it's not their country though. And that's so let me just, if I went to Mexico without being invited or allowed, and I took a job and the Mexican government found out, what would the Mexican government do to me?
What did I say before?
I'm not sure.
They would send me back to America.
Yeah.
And why was the reason you left the U.S. first?
Well, again, so as far as the audio guys, we're going as loud as the university allows us. There's a decibel count, so we're going to keep pushing the amount as much as we can, okay? So if we get in trouble, I'll blame all of you. So reason, that's an interesting thing. Is there ever a legitimate reason, in your opinion, to commit a crime?
No.
Well, then the reason doesn't matter. Because under that can you rob a bank because you wish you had more money?
No, you work harder.
Then why doesn't that moral standard apply to immigration?
Because the system isn't doing its job. That's why I think we should implement more money. Because there is some people, like I do get it. You know, some people come here and then I do admit some of them commit crime, but not all of them.
No, but they're all criminals if they came illegally.
Yes.
That's the distinction. By definition, they're breaking federal law 8 U.S.C. 13.
The ones, the illegals, they usually broke the law before, and that's probably why they can't get citizenship here, because they probably have felonies, or I don't know how that works, but I know how the criminal justice system works here, from dying in jail for over 9 minutes the first time. I had to talk to my cellmate that saved my life, Ronald. I was in Westmoreland County Jail. I was on the top tier. You were in there with me, bro. You know who I am. You're the only one that saved my life in jail. When my dad's friend was a guard, and he kept flipping out trying to get to me, and he's like, John, he's not a bad kid. He's not here for hurting women or children. He's here for drugs and stupid shit. And they would not let him come to my cell. And I'm going in seizures. I'm out. And that's why I think I was dead longer than 15 minutes, because it took the ambulance 40 minutes to come get me when they're 5 minutes away from the jail, the hospital. So that don't make sense. And the guards were just watching me on the monitor, and my cellmate keeps pressing that button, that call button in your cell, and nope, they wouldn't come. They waited till the ambulance came 40 minutes later. Then they came to my cell. My cellmate saved my life, not the guards. And you know what? I'm glad I got those guards fired, because right after I died from Xanax withdrawal, and I was coming off 155 milligrams of methadone at the time, some kid right after me died from heroin withdrawal, literally not even a month after I did. But I came back. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. They even were calling me a walking miracle when I came out of it. I pulled my tubes out. I had tubes all in my mouth, my nose. My sister showed a picture of me, what I look like, and it disgusts me. I had a catheter, and then one day I seen my dad outside arguing with somebody who wasn't even my dad, and I pulled all my stuff out, even my catheter. That sucked. That burned for a year. Then that's when I seen two women with hollowed eyes in my room. And my sister and brother-in-law said, my brother-in-law's about 6'7", tall dude, big dude. He's not scrawny. He's not like scrawny like Charlie. He's kind of a built dude. He's even trying to, like, I'm like, Brian, get away from me. I don't want to hurt you. And all the nurses come in, and I was even pushing nurses. I never lay my hands on women, but I was so out of it. And all the guards were in the elevators coming up to try to stop me, and they finally stuck me with whatever to get me to pass out. But I apologized to all the nurses and all that after I woke up. I'm like, I don't hit women. I don't do that. I don't push women. I have a sister. I have nieces. I have aunts. I had grandmothers, like cousins, little cousins that are
12. Just their
girls.
presence here is against the law.
And let's say you're here in the U.S., okay? You have, from what I think I've heard, I think you have 2 daughters, correct?
Daughter and a son.
Okay. You have a daughter and a son. Let's say someone is attacking your family, like targeting you guys. You love your children, I'm assuming.
Well, hold on. I actually, someone, every day we get death threats, so this is not an abstraction.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not leaving America.
That makes sense, but because the United States, the code.
I mean, so it's actually very real. Every day someone says they want to murder me and kill my family.
As a public person, yeah. Charlie, as a political guy, he gets death threats like crazy. Look at like 2 days before Charlie did UVU, and some girl on Etsy or whatever hired 2 witches to curse Charlie. And Erica got really scared, I guess, and had Pastor, I don't know if it was Pastor McCoy, that idiot, or Frank Turek, because I heard he's a pastor too. But I don't think these guys are real pastors. Like Andrew Blake, get your own podcast. You see how I have my own podcast? It's not that hard. Yeah, you have editing to do and all that shit. But I love doing these videos, and it's gonna get crazy if I get like thousands of subscribers, like how some people do. People that have over 1 million. It's like, what? How do people get all these subscribers? I just love doing videos.
I'm staying.
But has anyone genuinely ever like come to your house, done like a drive-by?
I'm not going to get into the details, but plenty of people have been arrested trying to kill me.
Benny, okay.
So I mean, but here's the idea. And by the way, if we apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming in 500 million people into America?
That's why we should implement the system to understand each
No, you got to answer.
case.
Do you think 500 million people would be too many people?
500 million. I don't even think that would fit the United States.
I agree. And that's the point, is that if everyone all of a sudden declared that their life was in danger, we'd have to let in like all of Nicaragua, all of Honduras, almost all of Venezuela. The standard all of a sudden starts falling apart. And we find that people lie about this. They deceive it. Here's my perspective. Why don't we try to empower those people to make the countries they're coming from greater and stronger, or else this problem will actually never be fixed at the root level? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I wish it was that easy. So for instance, I am part Peruvian, and in Peru, so they were having a presidential election, and the president who was going to win was better for the country and would help out a lot more. But since it's corrupt, they made the other president win. They sent him death threats, nearly almost killed him. He had to fake his death and leave, and they jailed her. They jailed her completely, and they let the guy win. That is why it's corrupt. It's hard to fix a country when there's no help towards it. So Peru they were rooting for the good president. They were rooting to build their system back up. But the other president, it was rigged. It was completely rigged.
So does it make it better or worse if millions of people leave that country? For Peru.
Can you, like, what do you mean by
if
leave? Like,
3 million people
US?
left Peru, does Peru get greater or weaker? Stronger or weaker?
Neither. I mean, it's in a weak state right now.
Right. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm trying to even say that mass immigration is bad for everybody. It's bad for America, and it's bad for the country that people are leaving from. The only difference is that they send back American money through remittances that actually subsidize this entire thing. Let me ask one final question. If somebody comes into America without invitation and they are illegal, what do you think the penalty should be?
I think it's humane to look at their case and why they had to leave everything they've ever known.
We believe that we should send them back to their country of origin.
I just want to make one more final point. So I do understand that, but my final point is that, do you agree that we should implement more money to the immigration system?
No, I think we should have no immigrants in the country for the next 10 years. We have way too many people in this country, and I'll prove it to you here in California. Your hospitals are overrun. Your schools are overrun. Do you guys agree that you have a crowded state right now? California is a cluttered state with social services that are being strained, and we need a pause on all immigration, in my opinion, to metaphorically digest the major meal that we just ate, or else we are going to have a major assimilation problem, cultural problem, cohesion problem, all sorts of issues. And I know this is a provocative thing to say, but immigration is something that you use as a way to benefit the homeland. You don't have to have immigration.
But just as an example, my parents came here, like I said, legally $0, and they have benefited so much to the country. They have made so much, like hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Praise God, that's the American dream.
It is, and it's just like a hard thing to do.
And I want American-born young people from UC Riverside to also have that American dream and not have to compete against foreigners for that. Thank you for your time.
Can I say one point?
We have a long line. Thank you.
Really quick, though.
Okay, again, what is it? Yeah.
Sorry, okay. I understand the American dream is hard. My mom was pregnant, working 2 jobs one day, and she sacrificed everything, and now she has more money than the average American.
Praise God. That is the American dream. Thank you very much.
It's hard work.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad she came here legally. That deserves to be applauded. Very much so. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, everyone. How are you?
I can tell this guy's going to be...
Today, I'll be honest. Yeah. Good to meet you. I'm not a very political person. I'm here for the love of the game only, and I want to see your views, So my topic of discussion is going to be that college is not a scam. And please hear me out till the end before I ask my question, so it kind of makes sense. So I understand everything you say. You said college is a scam, and the issue.
Yeah, it's just like if you're going to be a doctor or like a police officer or like surgeons, or like my niece is going to be a forensic scientist. Like, yeah, she needs schooling for that, like economics and all that. Like, oh, you buy your freaking professor's book and you get a degree. All these people that say they have degrees, but why can't, when you have a normal conversation, you can't even have a normal conversation with them. Sorry. Like, it's like you have a degree, but why do you sound like you don't know shit? And I'm literally thinking of going back because I was in school for graphic arts, and I think it's 1 year or 2 years to get your degree, but and I want to kind of do something like with computer engineering or something with computers, but like stuff like that, yeah. But like for stupid shit, like all these liberal teachers, even the ones that are trying to put these books on our kids, I wish I could go in every school and grab over one of those books, make a video, put gasoline on them and burn them, and I would piss on them afterwards. Because you shouldn't be teaching that kids' children. They're kids. Let them be kids. Don't be putting your bullshit, political, your sex, your 50 different genders or whatever. Like, the parents pay you to teach them the fundamentals. Like, when I was in school, science, social studies, math, then algebra, fucking, did I say social studies? It was social studies when I was in school. I graduated in 06. They made us graduate 06/06/06, June 6th of 2006. I went out to eat with my whole family afterwards, and I was going to go out with my friends to drink, and I'm like, nope, not on that day.
Is because there's a lot of student loans, there's people who drop out of college every year, there's a lot of people who can't find jobs, government's funding it, and why should taxpayers pay for it, right? I understand, it's a concern, it's valid. But at the same time, scam means fraud, and fraud is not what college is, because colleges don't promise guaranteed success. Colleges promise access to resources, which they do deliver. And it's up to the people to actually be accountable and use those resources correctly. But what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people don't use it correctly and fail. I do agree that there needs to be reforms. I think especially the funding of colleges should be reformed, how the government funds may be limited, maybe more structured and with more oversight. But at the end of the day, colleges do provide a lot of value to the society. And also, people who do go to colleges, on average, statistically, earn higher income on average, have half the unemployment rate, and they have more opportunities. So my question to you is, are you denying the data?
Okay, so let's define a scam. What is a scam?
Well, I just defined it, fraud, right?
Yes. So would you agree in a scam, you force a customer to buy something against their will?
Here's the thing.
Yes or no? I let you talk. Yes or no?
Yes, but here.
Okay. How many of you have to take classes against your will that are waste your time? Look around.
Hold on.
Look around.
But here's.
I let you talk. Look around.
Charlie, I'll be honest.
You haven't looked around yet.
I've taken classes myself.
Every hand is up. Hold on. You just agreed a scam would make people buy something against their will, and every hand went up in the audience saying they have to take classes against their will. You just now agreed using Aristotelian logic that that's a scam.
Hold on. Don't people choose to go to college?
Not always. That's a bit. Well, of course they have the agency.
People have the right to go to college.
A lot are pressured by parents. Time out. Of course they have the agency to do that, but there's a cultural expectation to get that piece of paper. Secondly, to your point about earning more money, do you know half of the kids in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that does not require a college degree?
I've actually fact-checked your data.
It's from the Department of Education.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The reality is that's true only for entry-level roles. Later in the career, that's not the case. Average college graduate earns 80% higher income compared to high school graduate.
If they graduate.
Median.
See, that's a deceiving statistic. I wrote a whole book on this. It's very deceiving. Let me tell you why. Because you're taking the top income earners of doctors and lawyers and engineers, and it brings the average up even more. When in reality, no, you look at people who study humanities. You have a big humanities school at UC Riverside. They will, on average, earn maybe $50,000 or $60,000 a year. Secondly,
even liberal arts graduates earn $15,000 to $40,000 more than high school graduates.
Incorrect. That's old data.
That's correct.
How many here?
That's correct.
How many people here would be thrilled earning $70,000 a year right now?
That's higher than the average.
Wrong. According to the Wall Street Journal, hundreds of thousands of high school juniors getting $70,000 a year job offers for not going to college to become plumbers, welders, and electricians. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to get student loan debt. I let you talk. Let me talk. So they don't have to go into debt. They don't have to get any degree. I'm sure almost everyone in this audience would be like, boy, I would kill to earn 70 grand a year. And yet how many people in this audience were told a fair hearing, hey, you don't need to go to 4-year college. You could earn 70 grand as a high school junior to become a welder.
Hold on, Charlie.
That is not a truth.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that on average, the college graduates earn about 30% higher than trade school graduates. And again, I agree. There's alternatives. College is not for everyone. I totally agree with you. People could go to trade school. They could start a business. But everything comes with risk. We got to look at what is college promising the students. College is promising access to resources, and it provides
Incorrect. Colleges implicitly and explicitly through their website and their promotional material tell parents that if you come here, you will have a better life. Instead, that is the sales pitch. I guarantee you, if someone
Please show me one website. I've looked all over the place. I haven't seen a single university that guarantees success or happiness.
Hold on a second.
They promise resources.
I just said implicitly and explicitly. Almost every single college has on their website, preparing leaders for a better tomorrow, preparing leaders for an ever-changing world. And if you go through that, they have all these deceiving statistics that if you come to this college for 4 years, allow me to finish talking, okay? Again,
he won't.
For 4 years, yep, someone, we're going to keep going. Don't stare. We tried to warn about that. Get him some water, too. Yeah, and you get a signed hat. Don't faint just for the signed hat. Of course, I acknowledge that some college graduates do better. That window is increasingly closing. Now, let me ask you another argument that you might not be prepared for. Almost everybody in this audience is studying something that will be irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. Yeah! Do you think at this school, every single course and every degree is really prepared for the AI revolution that is coming next?
Now, let me ask you a question.
Why do you think
you have to answer mine.
What are your alternatives?
Oh, I have plenty. So actually, there's 11 million job openings right now that pay you more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. Right now.
But did you know that
11 million.
95%, over 95% of U.S. employers still require a college degree for mid to high roles, and about 40% require
That's
just
actually,
to get in.
Again, you didn't even answer my question. You're dodging it. But that number is coming down. Secondly, 11 million jobs that pay more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. My alternative also is this. If you want to get something specialized, of course, go to college. The vast majority of kids that go to college are studying the humanities, soft social sciences, psychology, or communications. They're not studying to become engineers or doctors or nurses, all of which I totally understand. And what you're basically saying, your argument, which is true, but it's fraudulent, come here to get a piece of paper.
Like my niece going to be a forensic scientist. She's in her second year. She's going to be a senior because she skipped a year because she's so freaking smart. And my youngest niece is going to get her doctorate in physical therapy, I believe. She just graduated before the summer. So, and it's like, it seems like I already was just at my oldest niece's graduation, not even a year and a half, 2 years ago. Man, those girls are getting old. I remember when I would change her diapers. My oldest niece, when my sister would be working, she would always pee on me when I'd be changing her. And my sister would call me, or my brother-in-law, and just like, how's she doing? I'm like, she always likes to pee on, like, I'm changing her diaper and she just pees on me all the time. And my brother-in-law would laugh his ass off. And it's so funny. My brother-in-law is like 6'7", like Charlie, like how tall Charlie is. And my sister's like 4'5". And I like Christmas, I said to my brother-in-law, I'm like, Brian, get your hand. I'm like, Jamie, put your hand like this. And I'm like, Brian, great, go get your hand and go over like this. I want to see how much bigger your hand is to hers. It engulfed her hand. His hand engulfed her hand. Because he's like 6'7" and she's like 4'4". It's funny seeing them together because how short she is and how tall he is. But I really do miss Charlie. Yeah, I said a storm was coming to Blake, Neff, and Andrew and all TPUSA, and I said, leave our kids alone because you don't want me coming. I'm not afraid of you guys. I'm not. I died in jail. Why would you think I'd be afraid of you? I died. No. I'm not afraid of chomos. I'm not afraid of rapists. I'm not even afraid of murderers. I'm not afraid. They're not evil or monsters to me because evil or monsters are something scary. Those fuckers aren't scary to me, are not scary to me. And this fucking kid's an idiot. College isn't a scam. Yeah, like I said before, Charlie said, if you're going to be a forensic scientist or a doctor or a nurse My cousin's wife's one of the head nurses at I don't want to say the hospital because I don't want to give my info out. But yeah, she's like one of the top nurses there, and she's every time I have something like because I have bad skin, and I'm like, "What's this? What's this?" And she knows. She's so freaking smart. My cousin's wife, and he's a cop, and she's a nurse, and he's a cop in one. It's it's a town called Menneson. It's kind of by Pittsburgh or Uniontown, and it's one of the worst. That's where I used to get when I was on Roxycodone and Oxy. God, I would go there to get them with my buddy, and I hated going through that town. I'd rather go through Penn Hills, East Liberty, Wilkinsburg, Monroeville than going to Menneson. And I was going to all the places in Pittsburgh for dope. That wasn't for pills. That was for dope. I'm so glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I did die in jail because it did save my life for the better. Because yes, I was always in the martial arts. I love it. I am a ninja. I love being a martial artist even since I was a kid, and I just love doing it. And I was thinking about doing like movies on here, like martial art movies, but I don't know how to take the like music out of the videos because I'm not getting copyrighted for that shit. And my luck could be from our greatest ally that owns the video company or producing company. And with me calling out their prime minister, yeah, I'm the only one on video calling now. Oh, I want to meet him because what I would do for every American if I would get to meet him, oh, it would be on film, but it would be. I wouldn't just stand there and flick him off. I would do something else.
Because once you get the piece of paper, then you'll get a job.
That's not true. No one is promising that. College.
Shit, I'm sorry. I should. I keep forgetting to exit out like this. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to do that when I talk. I gotta stop doing that. Sorry, guys. You deserve better than that. I'm gonna probably do like 15 more minutes of this. I've already been going for an hour and a half. This is my second longest video I've ever done. But I do want to do lives. I would love to do a live with Nate, Valhalla, VFT, Trigger Smart, Matt, Aaron, Mr. Let Go, or Jesse on Fire, Jake Shields. I would love to be on Jake Shields' show because he trains with Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz, Cron Gracie, Gilbert Melendez, Florida Boy. He trains with Cesar Gracie. Richard Perez is their boxing coach. I don't know if Nick's fighting. I thought he just got out of rehab. He was in there for a year, but Caesar didn't pay for his freaking property tax since he was in rehab. And I think that's why he married that girl to piss Caesar off. That's why when he was on Nate's show, I sent a super. I'm like, how's Nick doing? And Jake's like, I have to go. And as soon as Jake leaves, my message comes up, me asking about Nick and asking, like, he shouldn't have married that girl. She's not good for him. Nick, if you ever see my podcast, brother, I want to train with you. You're the reason why I got into mixed martial arts. You, Cain Velasquez, and Michael Jai White. Well, it was you and Cain that got me into mixed martial arts, but really got me into training in the martial arts was Michael Jai White. So you three are the reasons why I am the martial artist I am today. And thank you.
Promises, access to resources.
I forgot to do it again, guys. I forgot to edit the fucking screen. I'm sorry, guys. I do that. Like I said, you guys deserve way better than that.
Preparation to leadership doesn't mean guarantee.
Again,
it only gives access. You are the one responsible. I think it should be merit-based, and people should take accountability for their actions. If they come to college and be lazy, don't take classes, they are gonna achieve nothing.
Do they have job preparedness at this school?
Yes, there's a career guidance center. I went to it.
Hold on, wait. They have a whole center about career preparedness, so they're selling career preparedness.
Yes, and you gotta go and access it yourself.
Wait, hold on. So they're selling. Time out. You keep interrupting me, man. Again, do they teach you to interrupt in college this much? It's like you gotta let the other person talk. Okay.
Let me be honest. I respect you, but no one interrupts more than you.
At career preparedness centers. Career preparedness centers are implicitly and explicitly telling you you're getting something of value. And again, half the people in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that doesn't require a college degree. They'll be burdened with debt. It's 4 years of wasted time, talent, and treasure. And finally, and most importantly, almost every one of your careers will be rendered obsolete by AI in the next 10 years.
Hold on. Are you denying the data that $1.2 million higher earnings in median for college graduates?
I've already explained that.
That's not the mean. You were talking about the average. What about the median?
I've already explained it's not degree specific. Also, one other stat. Do you know that 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate? 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate.
That's not true.
It is. 59% is the national graduation rate.
I know that.
Okay, again, I can't have a conversation if you deal in different, factual
I'm just
reality.
trying to say the same degree. If you're talking about dropout rates, I totally agree with you. There is a lot of people dropping out. That's an issue. We should find ways to fix that.
Let me get my nerves down a little bit.
You're good.
Not to be repetitive. The water? Oh, I can. Let me quick. So I have a similar question, but my question is thing. It's right here. Good. Oh, not touch it. All right. So this is via your Turning Point USA website. In March 2025, President Donald Trump appointed Charlie Kirk to United States Air Force Academy Board of Visitors advisory panel that oversees various aspects of the academy, including morale, curriculum, and discipline. This appointment indicates a level of trust in Kirk's commitment to the military's well-being. So I know that you're an advocate for military well-being. My question is, you say that college is a scam, but there's been multiple data that the post 9/11 GI Bill, a lot of people enlist via the post 9/11 GI Bill so that they can get free college education. So my question is, what do you have to say regarding that tape?
I don't think I should spend too much time on this topic. I think I thoroughly did the prior. So,
but I'm speaking more when it comes to military enlistment, when it comes to college.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, college is a good idea. For some people, it's a bad idea, and most people are being scammed when they go to college. My stance remains.
But as someone who's a supporter of the military, wouldn't you support college, considering it creates more enlistment via the Syracuse University?
People, yeah.
Via the Syracuse University, it's a high 53%. Or when they took 8,000 supporters, they found that 53% wanted to list because of the post 9/11 GI Bill, and over 80% of new enlistments were motivated by post 9/11 GI Bill.
Okay, what's the question?
My question is do you support college? Yeah, my question is, do you support college?
Have I not answered this, guys, sufficiently? Yeah, okay. For some people, yes, it is a racket for a lot of people. Thank you.
How you doing, Charlie? First off, I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone in the crowd who has served our country and served our military. So my belief is that the United States should have a presence back into Afghanistan. And I know firsthand experience how it is with Afghan refugees. During 2021, when President Biden pulled out of Afghanistan, my unit was the one that had to deal with the Afghan refugees when they came into the United States. Operation Allies Welcome. And a lot of the stuff that I seen right there was not pretty. And a lot of the refugees that came over, a lot of them were either known or suspected of terrorism. Not to mention also during the Biden administration, when millions of people came over through the border, everyone's focus is really on people from Latin America. But people are forgetting that a lot of the that came in were from the Middle East and were also known and unknown terrorists on the FBI watch list. So my thing is, we should have more presence in Afghanistan because there's a lot of Al-Qaeda that's still building up their numbers and a lot of other members that are here in the country because of what happened there. And so my question is also, what will President Trump do and his administration do to prevent the next 9/11? I've seen a lot of, are you familiar with Sean Ryan? With his interview with Sarah Adams, CIA targeter, she stated that the next 9/11 is bound to happen in the tens of thousands. So what can we do to prevent that happen? And we do need another more presence in Afghanistan again.
Okay, first of all, thank you for your service. I mean that, and thank you. I have to give you a compliment. You have an argument I've never heard.
Yeah, that was the whole point, because I know everyone argues the same thing. And
no,
it's something I really believe in.
I'm giving you credit. So to be clear, you would like to see a reinvasion of Afghanistan.
Not reinvasion, but more presence, like how we do in a lot of other countries.
Reinvasion, right, got it, okay. That's fine. So while I acknowledge all the things you say, let's first make sure we interpret what happened on 9/11 correctly. 9/11 was not a we did not occupy enough countries problem. 9/11 was an intelligence and, most importantly, an immigration problem. We allowed people into our country that were not American to come into our country. And
that one.
I'm sorry?
Inside job.
Yeah, well, we can have a question on that if you'd like, but we're not on that one now. But I would ask the question, what do you believe that President Trump was elected on more foreign wars and more conflicts or less?
Less foreign wars, but okay. Do you believe it was a great idea to pull out of Afghanistan?
Not the way Biden did it, but yes, I actually do agree with it. I think the way he did it was disgraceful.
Yes,
I think we should have.
Service members died.
No, of course. I met some of the Abbey Gate family. It's terrible. It's like saying you got to get rid of your appendix and you take out a switchblade and just start doing it. I mean, it was the most terrible, gruesome way to do it. We should have protected Bagram Air Base. We never should have left $100 billion of military equipment in Afghanistan. But just to talk more morally clear, we need to protect our own borders a lot more than the borders of a foreign country.
Correct. So I know everyone is really distracted with the war in Israel, the war in Ukraine, Pakistan and India are heating up now. So a lot of the focus is not really on what's going on in the Middle East and what is going to happen. Not saying
the best way to prevent it is don't let them into our country.
Correct.
It's an immigration problem.
Correct. And President Trump has closed our borders, and they're not coming in as strong, but the damage is already done. There's a lot of them that are already here.
We need to find them, and we need to root them out and kick them out of our country. Right. But that doesn't mean we should send more of our... For one, I don't want to see people like you and friends like you have to go into another no-win war in a foreign country where you might have to lose your life, where the objective is very unclear. I would rather have you be able to live a prosperous life here in this country, close our borders, and have very strict immigration.
And I'm grateful for my time in my service. I'm using my GI Bill right now. It's doing great.
Some people should go to college, and I'm glad you're benefiting.
A lot of my NCOs, while I was still in, when we did pull out of Afghanistan, did argue that this should have never happened. And as NCOs who were there fighting in Afghanistan, so they do feel like it's also kind of a question. Well, what about now? We went to Afghanistan. A lot of soldiers died. A lot of our service members died. What are we taking out of that?
That was one of the most disappointing and disgusting days in American history, with the withdrawal of Afghanistan and those 13 Marines that unnecessarily died, who Joe Biden to this day never called those Marines for their sacrifice at the Abbey Gate. Thank you for your service, sir.
Would you like a mini Jesus?
I'm sorry?
Mini Jesus.
Thank you very much. Yes. God bless you, man. Thank you. Yes. Everyone should.
All right, guys. I did an hour and 45-minute live, so that's something. If you guys can like, subscribe, and comment, I very appreciate it. If you want me to do more videos about, I will be doing more videos about Charlie. I just didn't want like how everybody's channels are getting big because they're doing stuff on Charlie. I want to get big because if my channel gets bigger, I want to get it because of me. But I love Charlie. I miss that. I miss him so much. He would have been president. He would have been president for sure. And he was what 2-3 years younger than my brother that passed away. It's horrible. And now, but if you could get like I join Patreon, just go under Jonathon. At the end, do a ON because I go by ON instead of AN. And Hensell has 2 L's. It's the same name as my YouTube. So if you, I even put up the members thing. I think I just got to do the super chats, but I don't know how that works yet. But I mostly have to know how to do everything else. But if you could please like, comment, subscribe, I appreciate it. Because if you don't like the videos or subscribe, YouTube won't send them out. Thank you very much. You guys have a